When I do give presents, the kind of presents that I want to give are the ones that I'm like, I know that's going to have a long-term impact on your life. That is absolutely going to enhance your ongoing quality of life. That will make you a happier, more excited, or more comfortable person. Slash, that present will improve the world ongoing. You will be contributing to the betterment of the universe. In this video, I want to walk through an intentional living gift guide. I have 10 gift ideas that you can ask for that I think will improve your quality of life slash enhance the world, make life easier. All these are gifts that you can also give depending on the kind of people that you have around you. Now, the first gift idea is something that I've been absolutely obsessed with this year, and that is conversation cards. Conversation cards are something that I've been loving to create deeper and higher quality connection with the people that I love in 2020. I love how Flex Mommy, who is one of the sellers of conversation style cards, advertises her cards. She uses this byline of great for people who like thinking and are bored of gossiping about people from high school. No one needs to be gossiping about people from high school. I feel like we all are in need of more interesting, in-depth, insightful conversations with people. Connection is one of my top values. It's really, really important to me. And I feel like having quality conversations and learning things about other people that are interesting and new is one of the best ways to build higher quality connections. I think a lot of people in my audience would be the kind of people that are bored by small talk, not to like put us on a pedestal. However, I feel like my audience in general would like high quality, interesting conversations, therefore would enjoy conversation cards. There are a few conversation card sellers that I know of. Firstly, there's Best Self Co. I haven't bought theirs. There is School of Life. I have some of theirs that my friend gifted me. And Flex Mommy, if you're in Australia, I know that she has a whole bunch that I think she released last year or something. And they are all a bunch of card sets. Some are specific for relationships, some are specific for friendships, or some are specific for holding a dinner party. And they have a bunch of interesting questions on them that make you think. It's wildly interesting listening to other people's answers to questions, and you can have nuanced conversations, not black and white conversations. You can have completely different opinions, but it's really, really interesting and fun to do. Especially, I would recommend this if you have like a really close friend or a partner. At first, I was like, is this a weird thing to do? Grabbing out conversation cards? Will it feel like a forced conversation? Will it feel like an unnatural thing to do? But it absolutely doesn't. I think once people get their head across the concept of them, they're just like, yes, another question. What more is there? Like, it's exciting. It's fun. The next gift idea that is more of a world-enhancing gift idea is the Luxie Cup. So I actually heard the owner of the Luxie Cup brand speak at an e-commerce event, and she is so lovely, and I love her brand and everything that they are for. So that's why I'm mentioning the Luxie Cup specifically. However, there are many different coffee mugs that replace takeaway coffee mugs in the universe, of course. And you don't need to buy this for someone as the intention of like, I want you to stop using takeaway coffee mugs. You can buy it for someone. They might just use it to bring some coffee into work, and then all of a sudden it'll become their coffee shop coffee mug. I'd like to emphasize that firstly, I have a long way to go in my waste journey. I think there is so much for me to learn, and I do also agree with the general sentiment that we do put too much pressure on individuals to improve their eco-friendly habits as opposed to companies and the bigger players who really control everything. But in saying that, it feels really good to go into a coffee shop and be like, I have my mug. So for a sense of superiority in 2021, purchase yourself a takeaway mug. The next gift idea, and I think this is a good gift idea for literally anyone, is a Locator Chip for your keys, phone, and wallet. This is one of those gift ideas that is all about saving stress, frustration, time, and energy, and I feel like that is a great kind of gift. I don't think there is one person that doesn't have at least multiple times a year where they have like a small meltdown because they think they've lost their keys, their card, their phone, and to save someone from having to go through that pain, and what a beautiful human being you would be. There are also multiple of these chips on the market. I know in Australia, I think there's one called Nut Tag. Orbit is quite well known. I think the market is getting more saturated with these kind of things, which is great because it makes them more affordable. The next one is a little bit more niche, and that is popular cognitive enhancers or cognitive helpers. This is probably best for someone who would watch my style of content, who knows what things like lion's mane are and alpha brain are, because otherwise it might just be a little little dead to them if you give it to them. They'll be like, wow, cool. If they're not that kind of person, it just probably won't be that exciting. I would like to say that I am skeptical of cognitive enhancers and natural cognitive helpers, and I have tried quite a few. I've tried Alpha Brain, I've tried GABA GABA, I've tried St. John's wort, which is more so for anxiety. I've tried 5-HTP, theanine, L-tryptophan, all of the L's, and a few others, and I actually have found that most of them haven't done anything for me. Alpha Brain made me feel a little bit like overwhelmed and a little anxious. Aside from that, most of them didn't have too much of an effect. However, the ones that I have been using more recently, I think would make good gifts, and I have found work for me. So I drink the Naked Harvest Moon Milk. I've been really obsessed with it. When I first got it, I was like, I'm not sure about this taste, and now I'm like, I love this taste. It has things like magnesium and zinc and a whole bunch of other things that are supposed to help you to relax. Regardless of what qualities it may have, technically can be passed off as a healthy hot chocolate that you can have overnight and not feel too guilty about it. And I think that anyone would love a warm, cozy hot chocolate that's technically a healthy hot chocolate. The next thing that I've been using is the reishi mushroom liquid extract, and I've found that that has been helpful for me. I had a bit of trouble with sleeping, and I found that those two things are fantastic. They work really nicely together, and I think they make nice gifts. I can attest to the reishi mushroom liquid making a good gift because someone actually bought it for me for my birthday, and I'm super appreciative of it. I do want to say that I acknowledge that the placebo effect could have a huge play in these things working. I'm super conscious of the placebo effect, and I used to have a really strange view of it, and that I was like, oh, well, it's just the placebo effect, so like, you know, you're just wasting your money. But the reality is that if something works on you, so if something does give you the placebo effect and then you feel sleepier or you feel generally better or more energetic, it doesn't really matter where the effect comes from so long as you feel better. I listened to a podcast on the placebo effect, and there was a girl on the podcast who had IBS, and her doctor gave her placebo pills. He told her that they were placebos. These were sugar pills, and it cured her IBS, and she had to keep on taking these placebo pills in order for her IBS to continue to be manageable. And I think that really hit me hard. It made me think about how we really undervalue the power of the placebo effect. If something works, it doesn't really matter if it's the placebo effect, it just works. So I want to empower you all to embrace the power of the placebo effect. If you can get something that doesn't actually work to work, like power bloody to you. And I'm absolutely not saying that those products don't work and that it's all the placebo effect, but I just wanted to throw that in there because I know I have some conscious listeners who would have that in their mind. I just wanted to put that thought into your head. The next gift idea is a few, and that is pens that you love, socks that you love, and hair ties that you lose. I feel like as we grow older, that type of gift starts to sound more and more appealing, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't like parting with my money for things like socks, even if they are my favorite booty socks. And if someone buys that for you, it's just like amazing. Now that's something that I don't have to think about during my year. I know I'm going to have a great stock of pens to last me throughout 2021. The next gift idea is tools to organize your space, tools to give the items that are in your home their own homes. I think this is a gift that you would need to ask for rather than to give someone because it's quite specific to the person. But things like containers, inboxes, places to hold your pens, places to hold your books, I think are game changing. I know it sounds really little, but if you can buy homes for the items that are in your home, your space will be organized for years to come. You won't have to think about where to put your pens because you have a space for your pens. You won't need to think about where you put your loose papers because you have an inbox for that. You won't need to think about where to put things in your fridge because your fridge will be beautifully organized with fridge containers. It sounds wrong, but I think this is really helpful for a person that is more scattered. I'll put some photos of what my desk used to look like when I was younger and like what my space used to look like when I was younger. And a lot of that was a huge amount of disorganization. I was insanely disorganized and I was known as like a messy person. And I don't think that I've changed so drastically and become this type A person. I think that I put more value in being able to find my stuff and having a clean and clear space, and being able to maintain having a clean and clear space has required me to have homes for my items. I think without homes for my stuff, my house would probably still be like that. The next gift idea, and this had to be something that was on the list, is a goal planner. This is for the people who feel like they want to make progress in 2021. Maybe they didn't make as much progress as they wanted to in 2020, and they need something to guide them towards action. Of course, there are lots of planners on the market, but wow, mine is fantastic. I created Life Map Collective because I really wanted an undated goals planner that integrated all of the life advice that I had read and researched about when it came to goal setting and achieving things. I have read so many bloody books on getting things done, and it got to the point where I was like, I think that I can combine all of these ideas, all of these things that have worked for me, and I can put them into this one system that can help people to actually start moving forward. If you want to grab a copy of a Life Map Collective planner, I'm going to have a link in the description down below. Even better as a gift idea is buy them a planner from Life Map Collective or a planner from wherever, and buy yourself one, and then be like, hey, for the first quarter of the year, let's do accountability sessions every single week, and let's both work towards our goals together. I feel like that would be such a beautiful present to give someone. The next gift idea, I have 2 book suggestions because I couldn't keep it down to one. These are 2 books that I think could wildly impact someone's life. There are many books that could wildly impact someone's life, but I've been selective. Firstly, I think Atomic Habits is an absolute classic. I think this book is good because the title isn't awfully self-helpy. You wouldn't read that title and be like, oh, cringe. Also, it's been a #1 New York Times bestseller, so it's quite well known and well popularized amongst people who aren't just in the self-growth world and really interested in this stuff. Like, you could pick this up for your uncle, and it just has practical, straightforward tips, which are research-backed, which we love. I think when it comes to self-growth style books, if you're going to buy them for other people, it is important to buy the right style of self-growth book and not turn people off completely by the cheap and weird and preachy self-growth books. Then there is The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown. I loved reading this book, and I feel like it really shaped the way that I treat myself when it comes to things like my goals, things like building new habits and changing my behavior. It has a section in there on self-compassion that is probably my favorite part of the book. The next gift idea is sunscreen, because I feel like we're all at a stage in our life where we've watched some skincare by Hiram videos and we've decided that we're gonna wear sunscreen every day for the rest of our lives. And then we've all come to the shocking realization that covering your face in sunscreen for the rest of your life is going to be a very expensive ordeal, particularly when you're after a vegan and cruelty-free brand. So I can't think of anyone who wouldn't like sunscreen. Once again, this is probably one that you should buy for someone who actually sees the value in it. If you bought this for, say, my partner, he might just be like, amazing, you bought me facial sunscreen. If you bought this for a 25-year-old woman who had seen some skincare by Hiram TikToks, then there would be a very different reaction. But once again, lifelong impact. Sunscreen, life-changing. And the last gift idea is a delivery saver from the grocery store. Now, this is actually something that I bought for my sister. She recently had her little bubba Laura. You might have seen her in a recent reel that I posted. She's the cutest little bloody blob I've ever seen in my life. And for her baby shower, she didn't really have a baby shower, it was her second bub, but for her gift for having a baby, I bought her a delivery saver, which is basically free delivery of her groceries from our local Woolworths. I think that most grocery stores have the equivalent of a delivery saver. I might be wrong. Let me know in the comment section down below. But I think particularly post-pandemic, people are used to ordering their groceries and getting them delivered, and some people are really loving it. If you have a person in your life that really values convenience and really values their time, I think that a delivery saver is one of the best gifts that you could get for them. Where I am, it can cost like $8 to $12 to get your groceries delivered, and to get a delivery saver, it costs about $120. So regardless, you're going to be saving hundreds of dollars if you do a grocery order each week. Alongside that, groceries is probably one of the activities that me and my partner hate the most and would get the most frustrated about. Even when prior to now we were just doing click and collect, we both would not want to go to the grocery store just to collect the groceries. So this is a relationship saving, time saving, frustration saving gift to purchase someone. If you liked this video, I do have a video that I made last year on 9 gifts to buy for people to improve their lives, or 9 gifts to get yourself to improve your life, and I'm gonna have that video listed on the screen. I might have made multiple videos like this, and if that is the case, I'm gonna have a playlist on the screen so that you can get a bunch of gift ideas, because all of these gift ideas would be relevant across years. They're not like specific products. I think they're more generalized. I appreciate you so very much, and I will see you very soon.